Hey, Father Taylor here on what's very bright, as you can tell in this room, a very bright Thursday, the 14th. And this is a very important weekly e-blast. First of all, we have not done a great job at this, but we want to make sure that you know that this Sunday, Celebration Sunday, you've received letters about that. This is the week where we come and we present our pledge of offering for the year. And when we do that, we just have one Sunday service. So we've done that the last several years. There's just one service this coming Sunday, just one service at 9:15. So we're going to be sending emails and texting the regular 8 o'clockers just so they know. We do this because it's one of the few times a year we ask our congregation to come together. And this is a celebration of our community, which we've been talking about for the last month. It's a celebration of our community. So we're bringing the community together. So one Sunday out of many will be a time where we just go down to one service so that we can come together, pray, worship, make our offering to the Lord, and then celebrate together upstairs with a time of fellowship. And so this Sunday, one service, 9:15. If you know people that come at 8 o'clock, you want to make sure that you send them a text or give them a call and say, hey, guys, remember, this is the Sunday where it's just one service. So please help us get that word out because we don't want folks showing up at 8 wondering what happened. So we don't want them to miss it. One service to come and celebrate. All right. This Saturday, the day before our one service Sunday, we're having a time where Kathy Oakes has organized a cleanup. We have a person who's doing a lot of the leaves for us, but we do have some real work needs to be done around the church. It's about a half day, a couple of hours. And what she advises is you can't come for long, come for an hour. Come for an hour, get a cup of coffee, see some folks, do some work. We get this whole thing done, one shot, one done. Okay? So that's coming up on Saturday. Then Sunday, we have the one service celebration Sunday where we come together and celebrate our community, all the gifts that God has given us through this great community over many, many years. And we give to continue to see God's work among us, to build our community, and to see God's mission go out into the world around us. All right, so that's coming up. But I have some other events that I really need your help with. It's not so much me, but we as a church ministry together need your help. And that has to do with our Christmas events. I know you're saying to yourself, Christmas, you guys are as bad as, Costco putting out Christmas trees in September. No, here's the deal. We have three major events that are great to invite people to. And the way we invite people is you are the inviter. You are the person that invites someone to come. Lessons and carols is a very Anglican / Episcopal word for this celebration of Christmas. It's our way of celebrating Christmas. And so lessons and carols, if you've ever been, takes that God has been working on what leads up to Christmas since the first day of creation. It's all about God creating a great world for us to be in and to live under and in his love, and then restoring it after that was lost to bring it back, and the role that Christmas plays in that. So we have made up some great invitational cards, which you're going to get not this Sunday, but next, as ways of inviting people to come. Our hope is that we would like to have standing room only. We would like to have it so crowded that we have to get out a couple of chairs for people to come. The choir is the largest we've had in years, with more than 30 people in this choir. They've been working on this since September. So that's an event which, if you check out on your eBlast, you'll see that Lessons and Carols is coming up on the 14th and 15th of December. And we're calling it Christmas in Story and Song. Just a little bit of marketing deal because nobody's ever heard of Lessons and Carols unless you grew up in England where you watch Downton Abbey or something. It's a very exclusively Episcopal thing. So Christmas in Story, Song, Lessons and Carols, and that's coming up on the 14th and 15th. Very key also is the week before that, we have our annual Christmas in the Village. And Christmas in the Village is our way of inviting everyone in the Simsbury Granby area to come and have a great morning. It's about a half day. We open up and we have breakfast. That's going to be cooked by the local VFW guys are doing that. We've got some other folks coming. We even have a financial advisor group. I'm not sure how Amanda got that, but they're coming and sponsoring a table. We have lots of stuff, and really the prime thing is we use Santa and Mrs. Claus and Christmas decorations and people dressed up like elves. We do the whole Christmas deal as a way of something that we can invite the entire community to. It is great with kids. We'll have the Towerful school kids will come and sing Christmas carols as part of it, and we get their parents to come. So on Halloween for trunk or treat, we get people to come to our parking lot. Christmas in the Village, we invite people to come into our church. You'll remember also that as part of that is we ask you to bring in your nativity scenes. And we set up the nativity scenes through the sanctuary. It's absolutely gorgeous. And so that way people not only come in, but they come up to our hall and then they come into our church building. All of this are just ways that we're trying to break down the barriers that keep people from attending our church. And so this is a great way to see our neighbors, to pray for our neighbors, to get people in our building, and to begin establishing the relationships that can eventually lead them, for however God designs them, to coming to find worship and to find out more about Jesus here in our church. The Christmas in the Village event, that's our little display this year. That comes up, that's on December 7th from 10 to 2. And you also know that we have 2 services on Christmas Eve, and many people will come simply because mom and dad have always taken us, and so they'll go. And other people who we've never seen before show up on Christmas Eve. So I want you to take a look at these events. Pray about, actually, Lord, who might I invite to this event? But then I'd like to form a prayer group, maybe in scattered ways, but to have you pray that pray that our own members will be emboldened to make an invitation. God usually does his work of gathering by sending, not by waiting. And so we need to be praying that our parishioners, you and I, will be bold enough to make opportunities to invite people. Secondly, we are praying that the Lord, by his Spirit, will be working through us and in the people around us to make this something that people will connect with and come to. We don't do it because we'd like to have lots of applause. I mean, certainly Paula and the choir deserve that. And the people that put on those services and Christmas, yes, that's great. But we do this as part of our outreach, the way that we help people connect with Jesus. And so, we live in a neighborhood. And so the first group we ask is our immediate church neighbors. But you live in a different neighborhood. So you have to invite your neighbors. And so we're asking for prayer about those events and for you to also invite people to come. So that's all in the written part of your eBlast. Thank you for all those people who have donated turkeys. We only needed 5 this year, but once we got to 5, Steve, the principal, called us up and said, "Can you get one more?" So I need one more turkey and a baking tray. So those are coming up. On Thanksgiving Day, just giving you a heads up, that we will have morning prayer in the church like we usually do. And just making sure you that's going to be available. It's usually a small group, about 10 people come in, and that service is usually simply a lot of giving thanks and prayer before we get into like the big turkey and all the rest of the stuff that goes on that day. After all this, I'm just going to remind you that we're having another Saturday morning worship, and that's on November 23rd. So all of these events in the correct order are found in your eBlast Christmas in the Village. And there's our invitation to the new version of Lessons and Carols. Here's an invitation to bring your fresh seeds. It's all in the text. So go ahead and take a look at that and be praying about all of the events we're doing. Give particular consideration for, as we've I've been talking about community on how your gift impacts and helps to build our community. And we look forward to seeing everybody this Sunday, one service, 9:15. God bless you guys. And we are gracious, thankful for the gracious Lord who has cared for us all these years and continues to work through us as we go. Amen.